deep within the hushed heart of the whispering woods, where ancient oaks touched the very sky, lived a tiny dormouse named Pip. His home was a marvel of quiet comfort, a snug burrow nestled amongst the sprawling roots of the oldest oak, lined with the softest moss and woven with dried ferns. It was a place where shadows danced gently in the corners, warmed by the faint earthy scent of slumber, and always, always quiet. Pip was a creature of quiet habits. Each evening, as the last sliver of sunlight dipped below the horizon, he would arrange his most cherished treasures, a polished pebble that hummed with quiet memories, a spiral she-will that whispered of distant shores, and a particularly smooth grey stone that seemed to glow with an inner, comforting light. Tonight, however, as he carefully placed the glowing stone, his paw brushed against something unexpected. Hidden behind a fold of the mossy wall, usually invisible, was a shimmering curtain. This was no ordinary curtain, it was the Dreamweaver's veil, a silken tapestry said to catch stray wishes and weave them into the forests. Gentle slumber, ensuring every creature, from the smallest beetle to the largest deer, dreamt only sweet, peaceful dreams. Pip leaned closer, his whiskers twitching with a soft curiosity. Through a tiny, almost invisible tear in the veil, he saw a faint, silvery shimmer, like a distant memory caught in moonlight. This was unusual. The Dreamweaver's veil was always perfectly whole, a testament to the forest's undisturbed peace. As Pip peered, a hushed whisper, barely more than a sigh, seemed to emanate from the shimmer. It spoke of the Whisperbloom Petal, a legendary flower that bloomed only under the rarest double moon, said to gather all the most peaceful, unspoken dreams and weave them into a single, gentle slumber for the entire forest. The whisper grew a little stronger, conveying a quiet urgency. The veil was fraying ever so slightly. If the Whisperbloom Petal was not found, and gently placed upon the tier before the next dawn, the forest might not have truly restless dreams. No, never that, but simply untidy ones. Dreams that tangled, dreams that did not quite settle, dreams that left a lingering sense of unfulfillment. Pip, ever the caretaker of quiet moments and gentle comforts, felt a soft, insistent pull in his heart. It was not a call to a grand, perilous adventure, but a gentle duty, a small, essential task to restore the perfect, peaceful rhythm of the forest's sleep. He took a deep, quiet breath, his small heart resolute. He would go. He would find the Whisperbloom Petal. With a soft rustle, Pip carefully emerged from his burrow, stepping into the twilight world of the whispering woods. The air was cool and sweet, scented with damp earth and night-blooming jasmine. Above, the sky was a deep, velvet blue, already pricked with the first shy stars. The ancient trees, with their gnarled branches reaching like silent guardians, cast long, dancing shadows that stretched and swayed with every gentle breeze. This was the Twinklethorn Thicket, the first part of his quiet journey. Here, the path was not clearly marked, but wound through a dense tangle of roots that rose from the forest floor like sleeping serpents. Each root was covered in soft, velvety moss and tiny, almost invisible thorns that gave the thicket its name. Pip, being small and nimble, used his keen senses, his small paws feeling the way, his eyes wide with a gentle curiosity, navigating the winding paths. The shadows here were deeper, weaving an intricate tapestry of light and dark. He was not afraid, just attentive. He knew the forest held no true malice, only riddles for the patient heart. As he ventured deeper, a faint, almost imperceptible glow caught Pip's eye. It was a sleepy glowworm, nestled amongst a cluster of damp leaves, its light pulsing with a slow, sleepy rhythm. "Good evening, little one," Pip whispered, his voice soft as a falling leaf. The glowworm blinked its tiny light. Too sleepy to shine brightly, it murmured, its voice a faint buzz. "Lost my brightest spark. Can you tell me a story? A story of a truly cozy, perfect nap? Perhaps then my light will return." Pip settled beside the glowworm, carefully, gently. He shared a quiet tale of his burrow, describing the warmth of the moss, the soft shadows, the scent of dried berries, and the profound peace of drifting off to sleep with the silent forest as his lullaby. As he spoke, the glowworm's light began to brighten, slowly, steadily, until it was a clear, gentle beacon. "Thank you, little dreamer," the glowworm hummed, its light now strong enough to guide Pip for a little while, illuminating the trickiest routes. "May your path be as clear as a waking thought." With renewed confidence, Pip followed the soft, guiding light, marveling at how a simple act of sharing comfort could create such a luminous gift. Leaving the twinklethorn thicket, Pip found himself on the edge of the moon moth meadow. Here, a thin, silvery mist clung to the ground, swirling around the tall grasses, making it difficult to see beyond a few paces. The mist was not cold or eerie. It was soft, like a sleeping cloud, and carried the delicate scent of night-blooming flowers. The challenge here was not fear, but disorientation. How could he find his way when everything was veiled? Then a faint flutter caught his eye, and another. Above the mist, countless moon moths danced. Their wings, the color of muted moonlight, caught every stray beam, creating a delicate, rhythmic pattern of light and shadow. They moved with a serene purpose, a silent, graceful ballet. Pip paused, watching their gentle flight. He noticed they did not fly in a straight line, but in soft, looping patterns, always drifting in a particular direction. He learned to trust the quiet, rhythmic movements of the night. Following the almost imperceptible current of their flight, a gentle whisper on the unseen air, Pip let the moon moths guide him. He watched their soft flutters, their silent signals, and allowed his own movements to become as gentle and trusting as theirs. The mist seemed to part just enough, as if in recognition of his quiet observation, revealing a narrow, dew-kissed trail leading out of the meadow. Beyond the mist lay the Starlight stream, a ribbon of dark, shimmering water winding through the forest. The stream murmured with 1,000 tiny voices, like forgotten lullabies, each ripple carrying a soft, melodic sound. Pip knelt at its bank, peering into the dark, reflective surface. The water, clear as polished glass, mirrored the starlit sky, creating a breathtaking tableau of distant, twinkling lights. The murmuring, though beautiful, was a bit confusing. It was hard to discern which way the stream truly flowed, which path it suggested. He dipped a tiny paw into the cool water, feeling the gentle current. Instead of trying to understand the myriad voices, he simply listened. He closed his eyes for a moment, letting the gentle sounds wash over him, realizing the stream was telling stories not of direction, but of ancient, calm journeys, of water flowing steadily, inevitably, towards a greater peace. When he opened his eyes, a single shimmering fish, no bigger than his paw, glided silently to the surface near him. This was a dream darter, its scales catching the starlight like tiny scattered diamonds. It paused, looking at Pip with wise, dark eyes, then gently nudged a cluster of luminous moss growing on a submerged stone before darting away. The moss glowed with a soft, steady light, a silent signpost. Pip understood. The path was not in the murmurs, but in the quiet, reflective moments, in the silent pointers of nature. He followed the stream bank, guided by the luminous moss, feeling a deep sense of connection to the silent wisdom of the water. The starlight stream led Pip to the edge of the sleepy willow grove. Here, the air was thick with old dreams carried on the gentle sway of the willow branches. The ground was cushioned with fallen, silver-green leaves, and the willows themselves seemed to droop with an ancient, soft weariness. Pip felt a soft, comforting heaviness in the air, a sense of profound, tranquil slumber. It was not a sleepiness that made him want to lie down, but one that settled deep in his heart, making his thoughts slow and peaceful. Amongst the roots of the largest willow, he spotted a slow-moving, will-encrusted snail, its antennae gently waving. This was old Mossback, known throughout the forest for his quiet wisdom and unhurried pace. Old Mossback moved with such deliberation that he seemed to be made of stillness itself. "Evening, little seeker," old Mossback rasped, his voice like the rustle of dry leaves. "You seek the Whisperbloom Petal, do you not?" Pip nodded, his gaze gentle. "The Whisperbloom is guarded not by danger, little one, but by patience," old Mossback continued, his words slow and measured. "It blooms only for those who understand the quiet magic of waiting, of truly seeing what is, rather than what is rushed. It lies within the grotto of gentle echoes. Follow the deepest shadow of this ancient willow, and you will find its hidden mouth. But remember, approach with a heart as still as a winter pond." Old Mossback slowly pointed a gnarled antenna towards a dark, shadowy recess beneath the willow's sprawling roots, a silent, humble guide. Pip thanked him, feeling the truth of his words settle deep within him. The forest was not about rushing, but about listening, about patience, about seeing the quiet gifts. Pip followed the deepest shadow, a path so subtle it was almost invisible, and soon discovered a small, almost hidden opening amongst the roots, veiled by hanging moss. This was the mouth of the Grotto of Gentle Echoes. He slipped inside. The grotto was cool and quiet, a sanctuary carved from ancient rock, where the only sounds were the soft rhythmic drip of water and the distant, almost imagined hum of the earth itself. Stalactites hung like frozen tears from the ceiling, and the walls gleamed faintly with dampness. The air held a freshness, a sense of deep, undisturbed peace. In the center of the grotto, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, was a small, perfectly still pool. And floating gently on its surface, under a tiny, natural archway of smooth rock, was the Whisperbloom Petal. It was not a grand, brightly colored flower, but a single, delicate, silvery petal, translucent and luminous, humming with a soft, almost imperceptible light. It pulsed with a gentle rhythm, like a quiet heart. It was exactly as the whisper had described, but even more beautiful, more profound than Pip could have imagined. Pip approached the pool slowly, his small paws making no sound on the damp stone. He did not rush, remembering old Mossback's words about patience. The challenge here was not to seize the petal, but to understand its essence. As he gazed at the shimmering petal, he realized something profound. The Whisperbloom did not just collect dreams, it reflected the peace of its surroundings. The grotto itself, with its stillness and gentle echoes, was what allowed the petal to hold such perfect calm. Its magic was not in its rarity alone, but in the harmony it embodied. Pip gently cupped his paws, reaching into the cool, still water. The petal settled into his palms, feeling like holding a cool moonbeam, light as a whisper. As he held it, a wave of profound peace washed over him. It was not just his own peace, but a sense that all the forests, gentle slumber, every sleepy rustle, every soft breath of a dreaming creature was contained within this tiny, shimmering peace. He felt connected to the deep, comforting hum of the sleeping world, a quiet, profound connection that warmed him from the tips of his whiskers to the pads of his paws. He remembered the fraying dream weaver's veil back in his burrow. The petal was not just to be placed upon it, but to reweave it with its own peaceful essence. The true magic was the care and quiet intent with which it was offered. With the Whisperbloom petal glowing softly in his paws, a gentle lantern guiding his way, Pip made his journey back through the whispering woods. The forest, though still steeped in twilight, seemed even calmer now, acknowledging his successful, peaceful quest. The moon moths danced in fainter, more ethereal patterns. The starlight stream murmured softer lullabies, and the twinklethorn thicket seemed to part its roots more readily for him. Each step was light, filled with the warmth of his discovery and the quiet satisfaction of a task gently completed. He felt a deep sense of belonging, a quiet understanding of the forest's rhythm. The ancient oak, his home, now stood as a comforting silhouette against the paling sky, the first faint blush of dawn just beginning to touch the highest branches. He slipped back into his burrow, the air within still holding the familiar scent of earth and peaceful slumber. He carefully approached the dream weaver's veil, the tear in its shimmering fabric now seeming more apparent in the soft, returning light. With soft, precise movements, Pip pressed the Whisperbloom petal against the tear in the dreamweaver's veil. A delicate silvery light, emanating from the petal itself, spread outwards, flowing over the entire veil. The tear mended, not just patching itself, but becoming stronger and more luminous than before. The subtle hum of peaceful dreams, which had been a little fainter before his journey, now filled his burrow, a clear, sweet melody of slumber. It was the sound of a forest dreaming truly tranquil dreams. Pip sighed contentedly, a tiny, happy sound. He curled up in his mossy bed, the smooth stone he cherished now seeming to pulse with an even softer, more profound glow, reflecting the newfound strength of the veil. He closed his eyes, feeling the gentle magic he had helped restore settle all around him. The world outside was embracing its deepest, most peaceful sleep, held safe and sound by the mended veil, woven with the essence of the Whisperbloom petal. And as Pip drifted off, he dreamt of the quiet journey, the starlight stream, and the soft, unwavering glow of the Whisperbloom, a comforting warmth forever in his heart. All was peaceful, all was well. Good night, little dreamer. Sweet dreams.